Hi folks, Steven here. So, I wanted to discuss the US locations for the 21st Pokemon movie, The Power of Us. Most of the locations should all be up on Fathom Events' website if you just dig through there. You can probably also find them if there's a showing in your area on your movie chain's website. But ever since like the 4th and the 5th movie, I've always been interested how these things are distributed when they're a limited release. And being kind of a geography nerd, I decided I would go through and look things up on Fathom's website and see if I could figure out how many each state has. I haven't looked at all of them, but a decent number. And I also got some statistics from when I looked at this for last year's movie, I Choose You, and kind of wanted to do a comparison. It is going to be a bit fuzzy because not every location is running all 4 dates. I did notice particularly that a lot of the Regal Cinema locations aren't showing the movie on November 24th. That must be something to do with Thanksgiving weekend or something like that. Some sort of conflict there. And some other locations only have some of the days as well, so do check all 4 dates if you can. But with that being said, and the fact that these were taken, maybe not the true final numbers, but I've noticed there generally seem to be more locations per state. For example, Colorado, based on my numbers from last year for I Choose You, had 12 locations. This year they have 27. Utah went from 8 to 11. Ohio went from 25 to 42. See, here in Wisconsin, they went from 15 to 22. Some interesting locations there. One of them is actually adjacent to like an outlet mall in between Madison and Milwaukee. So I found that one kind of interesting. As far as like the biggest percentage jump, I think that kind of has to go to Wyoming. For I Choose You, they didn't actually have any locations in Wyoming. It is the least populous state. But this time they've got one in Laramie, so that's a major improvement, I suppose. I did find a few places that had fewer locations than last time, at least as of today. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska each seem to have lost 1 or 2. But I guess the real question, it still seems like there's very much an overall increase in the number of locations in the US. And I'm just kind of curious about why that might be. So, kind of unfortunately, I wasn't able to, I only did a very brief search on like Bulba News and Wikipedia and stuff and didn't find any box office numbers for Japan. My general expectation is that the Japanese box office would have been down from I Choose You, but I can't really say either way. And I'm sure I Choose You was pretty successful. They had to go from 2 to 4 dates and stuff like that. And then, of course, Fathom Events itself may be growing and getting involved in more locations across the country. But overall, I kind of want to know, what are your thoughts on this? Any ideas of your own? Do you think I'm just seeing a pattern when there isn't one there or anything like that? Let us know. We always love to hear that. All right, folks, thanks.